Hello folks, welcome back for some more Ruthless. Poverty of Exile. Poverty of Exile. It's good to be back. We had fun yesterday. We made it through part 1 of the campaign. Ended up with a well-kitted out Templar, decked out in blue items. In fact, we have 2 rares. Do I? Yeah, I got a rare amulet, which I alked, I believe. Got armor and cold res. A rare shield that I found. Ooh. Baby, and I even got a blue belt recently. Look at that. 18 mana. Yummy, yummy. Oh, we've been doing alright, honestly. Obviously, gear's pretty trash, but we've been doing alright. Not that much worse than most league starts. Apart from the fact that we're on 1 links. We have like 8 1 links. We have not found any relevant support gems yet. However, I did find a barrage. Is my friend online? My friend is online. They have faster casting and they're playing slams, but we haven't found a relevant one for them. I think it's been quite amusing so far, the Ruthless action. I've been enjoying myself, but it's hard when something's new to separate just the novelty from how fun it is long term. So we will, we'll have to play some more. Maybe get into endgame, maybe try a bit of endgame action out and see how we feel overall. But so far, at least it is very novel, and I have been enjoying it. And some of the concepts, like changing how we perceive and interact with gear and currency and skills and builds, those things, I think, those things that have been implemented to affect that have been pretty effective, I think. Like you view things very differently when you don't just have access to auras, right? When you just don't get percentage auras. You view what sort of things you would potentially use on your build very differently. I would use any remotely beneficial aura, potentially. Although, you know, maybe I'm much more strongly considering Mind Over Matter instead. Since that, you don't need to get a gem for that. And that's what I'm running at the moment. So far, I can pretty much tell you the currency that I've gotten so far. I've gotten 1 alk, which I traded up to, I believe. 1 alteration, I believe, which I still have. I haven't used it yet. I think I've had about 3 or 4 transmute drops. Yeah, that's right. So I traded up to an alk via Scours. Getting an alk from vendoring magic items and rares, it actually take a very long time because only certain affixes actually give you alk shards. I think I've only found 2 affixes so far. Rarity, and there was another one that I think might have been like life on block. It was possibly life on block that gave me some, so maybe some of the rare and unusual modifiers. You know the most impressive thing is though? I have a move skill. Oh my god, yes. Can't believe it. Look at me go. I'm genuinely curious. Yo, a transmute. I'm loaded. I have many things that I could transmute to make better. And we're getting to the point where transmuting flasks is pretty valuable as well. Hold that thought. Culling Strike. I was even, remember when I was doing lab yesterday, and I was like, oh man, if I, and Warbanner, what the back to back, man, I got a reservation aura too. You can't get those either. Nice, back to back gems, man. Oh my god. Yesterday I was saying, Culling Strike would be a great gem to get when I was fighting a Zara for 20 minutes. I was like, oh man, Culling Strike, legitimately good gem. Warbanner might be one that I try to trade maybe. It's pretty usable, but I might try and trade it maybe. Culling Strike's good. We're gonna have to get a link set up for that. Maybe faster casting, gem owner would want that. Oh, yo! Good call. So I added this person yesterday. Has faster casting, playing slams. True, they're playing a slam build. And they dropped faster casting yesterday. If they've still got that faster casting, I'll see if I can do a pleasing social trade interaction with them. A barter. Imagine if we do trade it though, we'll have gotten 2 support gems within like a second of each other. I mean, that's Ruthless for you. That's the point. This is the point of Ruthless, right? Like, I got genuinely like a little giddy when those 2 gems dropped back to back. Like, genuinely got a little bit of giddy. And I barely even feel that when I get like 2 exalt drops. 2 divine drops now, I guess. Like I have to get like, yeah, something a bit more exciting. Like 2 divines back to back maybe would get me to that level of giddiness. So like that's the point of Ruthless, right? Is to like change our perspective so much that we get excited about the things that otherwise wouldn't. Oh, they're responding. 1 sec. I don't have any way to use the Culling Strike right now for this boss fight. It would be nice. Maybe I can get it set up for this boss fight if this trade comes through. Well, let's see what they got. Hold on. Unleash could work. Unleash Absolution. It looks like they don't have the fast casting anymore. How about Unleash plus Hex Touch for... I'll try and get a 2-for-1 deal. Oh yeah, we've struck a deal, folks. We've struck a deal. What level are they, by the way? 74. They don't need a level 40 bunker. War Banner for Hex Touch and Unleash support. Yo, yes. What a pleasing social trade interaction. Love the bartering. So good. And that's all because I talked to that person yesterday and added them as a friend so that I could come back to them. Oh, so good. Is Unleash more of burst damage or fast casting more consistent damage increase? Yeah, although because I have so many skills to use, I'm not upset about Unleash. It allows me to build up seals so that I can do 3 quick blasts of Absolution in a go. So it's not ideal. Fast casting probably would have been better, but I'll take it. I'll take it. 1 transmute. That's probably the go, I think, honestly. We've just got the lightning res chest, which is, it's a shame to lose that, but that's not too bad. I think we'll do that. So we've got Absolution, Unleash, Culling Strike now. Oh, baby. Molten Shell in there. We'll whack. So we want Conductivity, Hex Touch, and... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the Conductivity Hex Touch. The Hex Touch was just kind of a bonus, but we might be able to get that set up a little later as well. We can get a 3 blue link sometime. We might be able to find a 3 blue link. If we get a 3 blue link, we can link Wave of Conviction to Conductivity Hex Touch. And that'll mean I have to press a lot less skills in combat. I know, I just went from all 1 links to 2 3 links potentially. That's crazy. And I can still do Scepters. There's a shield. Brass is what I'm using now anyway, so I'm basically just trading that over. It's probably not going to be as good as the current brass we have. We're going to lose Resist. Probably worth, though. And we'll get another transmute. We can craft it soon. We'll craft our chest and, yeah. That'll do it, I think. Conductivity, Hex Touch, Wave of Conviction. Oh, multiple links now. Multiple links. That's nutty. Who'd have thought, right? I wouldn't have believed you if you told me. That's a pretty big deal, huh? All right, now we're in a boss fight, aren't we? let's go back in and try and get that boss fight. 1 man with 1 link skills. I know I have to change my title now. Three man, 3 links. Not quite. Oops, hold on. Whoops, I forgot. Bye-bye portal. Wait, did my portal literally disappear while that was happening? Oh my god. Okay, we're going again, I guess. That's kind of funny. I was about to click my portal, and then chat's like, "Don't forget to change your title," and then and then it dies, and then it dies. Nice. Oh yeah, Unleash, baby. I love Unleash. Oh, look at that. What? Brap, brap, brap. Brap, brap, brap. I'm a big fan of that. We can change our setup here a bit now as well. Oh my god, the improvement of having a Wave of Conviction linked to a curse. Oh, so good. The Unleash blasting away with Absolution. So satisfying. Bram! Oh my god, I really appreciate moving from a 1 link to a 2 link effectively. I mean, Culling Strike technically makes it a 3 link, but doesn't really play a role in most of the time. I mean, then again, most rares probably Culling Strike actually does make an appreciable difference. All right, buddy, we're back and we're upgraded this time compared to before. That's going to be helpful because this fight was looking a little spicy. I think it's still going to be pretty spicy, but our damage has gone up a little bit. We didn't get like raw damage increasing gems really. Using a bunch of different skills has some synergy with Unleash though, because by the time you've done your other support skills, your Unleash charges are back, right? Much better. Ooh. What do you think about the idea of pushing back Ruthless to a month after league start? I mean, you can just do that, right? Like, you can just play Ruthless a month after league start if you want. It seems like there's a bunch of people who want to league start Ruthless, so getting it out alongside of it lets them do so, right? I don't see much downside if they're ready to go. Golem is down, Golem is down, thank you. A lot of AoE going off in this fight. Golem will tend to die a bit. Do want to try and keep him alive though. It keeps our onslaught buff up a bit better. Our Golem is alive. Notice my Holy Relic seems to be staying alive now, which just makes it a bit easier to reach our minion cap as well, or our 5 allies thresholds. Yo, rare boots. Hello. Oh, those are pretty nice boots. Like, certainly good enough to consider dropping move speed for. My god, but that said, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it though. Move speed's too good. It's too important. 15 move speed is a pretty strong argument against 300 armor, 100 life, 20 lightning wrist. It's pretty good. That's a tough one, that is. There's no crafting bench in Ruthless, so you cannot craft move speed on these. Not that way, at least. You'd have to slam an Exalt, and, well, I don't know how many Exalts there's gonna be. Probably not too many, I'd imagine. 400 armor and 140 HP. Ooh, can I handle the slow movement again, though? Let's see for a while. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, I got bonked. This is me paying for stripping all my resistances to set up my gemlings. We made the trade-off and we got punished for it. Oh my lord. Ow. Oh my, oh. Oh, game, come on. That's dirty. Path of Exile be doing that though, doesn't it? It's like, invisible effects. The fight's paused when you're away. So rude. So rude. Game, what the hell? Does that mean the boss is going to be fully healed? It probably does. Imagine Everett's going to be full HP now. Ow. I need that ball score. Classic invisible effects when you go in. I didn't actually heal. Maybe because he'd already left the arena when I died. So he didn't end up healing. Or like he'd hit his threshold and he can't heal above that or something, maybe. So he cheated the heal system on Aberith. Well, look at me go. Look at me cheating. I died with no penalty, except XP, I guess. This is a little tricky. Minions are certainly dead. Alright, Aberith, thank you. Woo! Bosses get XP when you die and level up. Imagine that. Less duration of ignites on you. I might actually go for that one. Because we don't have any other way of dealing with ignites. So, hopefully being able to survive it a little better would be good. This mode looks legitimately fun for someone who kind of sucks at this game. I often get overwhelmed by systems in PoE and there's no opportunity for that here. I was starting to kind of touch on that idea yesterday that like, although though like this is harder if you compare like killing, you know, Azara, or killing whoever, whatever, Shaper, compared to killing Shaper. You know, obviously you're gonna have less gear and gems and stuff available and it's gonna be harder overall. But at the same time, like, you're playing a slower Path of Exile more slowly. There are systems stripped out, like a lot of the crafting systems, for example, which makes you weaker, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's less things to engage with. You can kind of really slow it down and you have like mental permission to slow down a lot more too. It's the same as when you play solo self-found. So when you switch to solo self-found or even hardcore or hardcore solo self-found, you get to give yourself mental permission to really slow down. You don't have to be like trying to hit, you know, your 150 cows per hour farming threshold or something like that. It's less about min-maxing and more about just the progression of the experience. So, and it's totally nearly 100% just a mental thing, right? But it works. You don't feel like you're missing out if you aren't zooming because you already can't zoom due to how Ruthless is. Yeah. And I mean, if you really think about it, that logic doesn't exactly check out because like the zooming just scales, right? Like you can zoom farm in Ruthless, and you know people will, but it is a mindset shift. Ruthless is like on the whole a huge exercise in changing like player perception. Yeah, certainly don't be surprised if you see someone like smashing endgame in Ruthless and their character looks identical to a regular character, a regular game character. Because ultimately, like, you can almost have the same character, ultimately. There's no Awakener Orb, so you're never going to have, like, Awakener Orb smushed gear or anything like that. But, so you can't quite reach the exact same heights of gearing, ever, in Ruthless. But for the most part, like, that, like, normal Path of Exile gear, like, really good normal Path of Exile gear is, you know, also attainable here. Just slower and harder to get. Does it feel like steps in the right direction? You mean Ruthless? Like, for the overall game? I don't know if I'd use that terminology at all. Because that's not really, like, the intent or even something I would agree with. So I think I really like a lot of the ideas in Ruthless. And even the execution of a fair amount of it. And I think like it's going to be a lot of fun for a bunch of people and potentially even myself. But I also like, for the core game, want the exact opposite to Ruthless. Like, so Ruthless strips out a lot of crafting options, right? Including the crafting bench. Whereas in core Path of Exile, I want more deterministic crafting. I want more and permanent, like powerful deterministic crafting. I'm hugely in favor of, like, systems better than Harvest. Like, I always thought they should have taken, like, the Harvest concept and rolled it into, like, a core game system, not relegated to Harvest and all its weirdness and crappiness. I love the Sentinel crafting. I love, you know, all these various different crafting things, rod crafting and stuff like that. I want more of that. But Ruthless is the antithesis of that concept. It's the exact opposite, and yet I enjoy it as well. So I'm happy to see core Path of Exile and Ruthless diverge in the opposite directions as much as possible. Maybe Ruthless has a mild impact on that. They've said a bunch of times Ruthless is not going to impact core game development, but that's not possible, right? Like, you know, these things are always going to have an impact, even if it's just on a mild subconscious level. Rare booties. Not as good, these ones. Looks like vendor food. I'm gonna stick with wearing the Giga boots for the moment, but I'm still not fully sold. Move speed's pretty good. Okay, I actually want like all of that, but my current resistance situation kind of suggests I do the block cluster now. So there's a bunch of ores here, along with some nice block stuff. Do you have a goal for the alpha? No, very much just exploratory. I would like to get into endgame and try out some of the endgame systems a little bit, see how they kind of hold up in Ruthless, how they play out. There's our blue hats from the one of the quest rewards. I don't know which one. Well, here we go. We can talk to him and find out. Hold on. So Puppet Mistress is the passive. Chavron reward. I think that's like just, I don't know if that's killing her. I think it might be. Either way. Thanks for the gear, mate. Cheers. I'll take your one transmute shard. I think GG's exact words were, Ruthless won't significantly impact core development. Okay, that's a bit more fair, if that was the specific wording they've used, because, yeah, the intent, probably the intention is that, like, they're completely isolated from each other, and they're not using Ruthless as, like, a testing ground for core PoE. But if they do put something in Ruthless and it's really good, and they're like, hey, this actually would be really good in core PoE, I mean, they're not going to be like, well, we said we won't do it. Obviously, it's going to have an impact. And maybe, like, some ideas come up where previously they might have tried it out in core PoE, but now they're like, this feels more like a Ruthless idea, so we'll put it in Ruthless instead. That sort of thing will happen. And that, I mean, potentially is a good thing for the game. So I think a lot of the Einhar and I got a fire penetration gem. That's a kind of a big one. And I got a fire penetration gem. We are mostly lightning damage, so it's not too good for us. So that might be one to trade off. Ideally, I could get a Fizz to Lightning, would be sick. Oh, someone's got a Fizz to Lightning they want to trade for 1 Chaos. They posted just after me. I'm going to add them. I'll add you. I'm unlocking 1 billion beast recipes now, all of a sudden. Used when you use a travel skill. There's no travel skills. Nice. we got a travel skill recipe. Edit note. Has Fizz to Light once Chaos. There we go. We added another person. Farming beasts for talisman crafts is probably actually reasonable. I assume you get a rare talisman, please. Before you get a white talisman. You better not give me a white talisman game. Is that 3-link blue gloves? Oh my god. Yo, mana on kill, cold res. It's a really good attack pair of gloves, but I'll take the attack speed as well because it helps my consecrated path and smite. I can't use it till level 51. That's a good pair of gloves though, and that gives me a better 3-link. I could use my old shield. I've been hearing that most people who have been playing Ruthless have been enjoying it, but we're definitely still in the novelty stage though, so you have to take that with a grain of salt. But has anyone been saying, nah, I hate it? Is any streamer played it and be like, nah, I hate it? Not to like single them out or anything, but because I'm interested in varied and different perspectives. It's also a fairly self-selecting group. Can't imagine anyone that doesn't like the idea of Ruthless played the beta and playing it. Well, I know Mathel said that he wasn't interested in Ruthless at all, but he's playing it. So there's at least one person of note. But you are right though. Like the alpha was specifically for people who were like interested in the idea of Ruthless to come and test it out. That was specifically, you know, what ZiggyD put out. It was like, hey, anyone's interested in the idea of like the alpha. Mathel endures the demands of his constituents. That's the best way of saying that. Yeah, I mean, that's it ultimately, isn't it? Oh, that's such a good way of putting that. Don't we all? Don't we all? To varying degrees. I didn't know this was Ruthless. I think it's some low movement speed challenge. I actually did have 15% move speed boots. But I found boots were so good that I actually am still... I'm not fully decided still. I'm almost considering swapping back to my 15 move speed boots. But I found boots with us that were so good that I actually... I'm like, oh man, I actually have to consider these over move speed boots. I reckon Krabby Boy is going to be pretty rough, potentially. Our resists are good for him now, at least. I don't know, maybe since we got Culling Strike and some upgrades, we might be alright now. I think if we had gone into Krabby Boss earlier, we might have been in trouble. Still might be a kind of a long fight though. That last phase, I think particularly brutal. Getting a Culling Strike is really fortunate. That last little bit of his health, where the arena is smaller than he is pretty tough. Ow. Ow. Oh, shit, I'll back off. Hey, come back. No, don't leave. Don't leave. I had to let it go all the way back to the corner. Heinous. I don't think I've ever had to do that before. Ouch. We're getting him down in a reasonable pace. My flasks are staying pretty good. It'll be that last section that'll be tough. I think Culling Strike will help us make short work of it. I was hardcore viable until I died. I died once in the Innocence fight and 2 on Avarith. Bloody Avarith. So one of them was classic invisible skills in a boss fight after you leave and re-enter. Classic. Very PoE move. Pretty comfy Brine King fight actually. If it was a little faster, you wouldn't even know it was Ruthless. Here we go, Culling Strike time. And bam! That was a very comfy... Ooh, Magic Flask! That's a good drop. Cool. Removes curses. Nice. I don't think I currently have anything to transmute apart from I could transmute the other flask. Sanctified Mana Flask we're probably going to be with for a while and is actually good, so I might transmute it. Oh. Actually bad. Oh, what a waste.
Keep your life to your earthly
we don't want instant recovery as a mind over matter character. It's not good.
Be well.
Eleanor, do you sell flasks? Sell flasks. Oh, they cost 3 transmutes. 3 transmutes. I guess I'm going back to a hallowed flask. I don't know. I could use that alt. Still, those alts are pretty valuable though. 3 halloweds and sell. True. I mean, that's cheaper. Wait, what? Does that actually work? I think that works. Yeah, there's other flasks you can't go up to like that, but that actually works. No, wait, this economy makes no sense. I just scammed the vendor. Good idea. Good idea. Very clever. Augmentation. I think that's my first augmentation. Because you can't trade, you can't like vendor to them, so you have to rely on pure drops for those things. And I think in a Ruthless sense, augments are pretty valuable. Because like long term you can churn through quite a few transmutes, but you're gonna quite often transmute something and only get 1 affix. And if that happens to be a good thing, like this cast speed for example, then an augment is a pretty attractive option to try and consolidate that item. Hey, another transmute. Do I risk it on my flask again? I've almost got 9 scrolls if I need to buy another one. I think I will. I still want to do it. It was really unlucky. Okay, increase charges per use, increase amount recovered. That's a pretty good outcome. We want as much recovery as possible. Let me go take a look at this talisman from Bestiary. Oh, but we can enchant flasks though. Wait, so you can get the auto... wait, this isn't in regular PoE, is it? Probably because they got rid of the bench, I guess, right? That's nice that we have that. I like it. I like how the travel skill one is there, though. It makes me think if I actually want to do the talisman, but we'll go ahead. Hopefully we can find more beasts, so. Show me my talisman. Okay, they're not guaranteed to be rare. It's not too bad, though. Regen 2% with 40 life. Actually not too bad. From what I heard, it's based on item level. Oh, so higher item levels are more likely to be blue or rare. Or like maybe beyond a certain item level, it starts being always magic, and then beyond another item level, it starts always being rare. Something like that. It could be white if you use it at a low item level. Oh, okay. So that probably means when doing them at endgame, they'll be rare then. That's actually a good way of doing it. Ziggy, what is the most dangerous animal that you... I don't know. You think you could take in a fight? There's too many unknown variables for that question. I think a more interesting question is, what is the least dangerous animal that you think could take you in a fight? Like, do you reckon like a hamster could take you out? I reckon a hamster could take me out. If I was like walking along in the dark and I accidentally like put my foot down and then felt like a hamster underneath my foot, and I like freaked out and like dived to the side and fell over in the hallway and cracked my neck, I reckon a hamster could kill me. I remember one stream you spent hours talking about what would happen if we could throw fireballs in real life. And then that constantly came up afterwards. Like, what would be the impact on society if we could throw fireballs? A moth? Yeah, a moth flies into your nose while you're driving or something. You have a car accident. Usually, so most of these answers though that I'm thinking of are like an undangerous animal causing you to have an accidental death. But what about like an animal actually killing you, you know? Something that could be defined as murder, not just manslaughter. I think a house cat is a surprisingly close fry. I can't imagine, like, if you say cats, then yeah, sure, big cats, but I can't imagine a house cat, like, maybe if it like I could see a house cat, okay, all right, never mind, I changed my mind. House cat pushes vase off shelf onto your head and you die due to concussion. That would be A, premeditated, because it's a cat and they're evil. And they do things like that. And B, could be the direct cause of your death and not just a horrible accident. So, yeah, I agree. A cat is definitely one. The cat pushed my bath toaster in the bathtub. Here I am just sitting here trying to have some delicious bath toast. And the cat pushed the toaster in. I knew I should have got that waterproof one. Waterproof toaster. Stop making me nervous about my cat. Yeah, just look at your cat now. Look it in the eyes. Stare at it. Do you think it has what it takes to kill you? Do you think it'll... Do you think it... Does it want you... Does it wish you ill? Because maybe you're like, no, my cat loves me. But think hard now. Think hard. Look at your cat. Observe it. Really dig into it and think about the fact maybe the cat does love you. But is it one of those like, I love you. If I can't have you, no one else can. And then it kills you. Just think. The cat might be like that. I could see a cat doing that. That's definitely a cat move. I suggest. Oh, another 15% move speed booties. Augmentable too. Interesting. I'm going to go for it. Life's short. I'm going to augment a resistance. Ready? Oh. Pretty sure that's what's on my other move speed boots. Well, it's like I never had an augment at all. I mean, I almost got electrocuted once. We bought a washing machine off of, I think it was actually Craigslist. So of course this is a Craigslist story. Bought a washing machine off Craigslist, and it like, yeah, it's got some weird lights, but it works fine otherwise. And we're like, weird lights, okay. So we went there and gave them their 20 bucks and took their washing machine home and plugged that sucker in and put it on for a load. And like check in the laundry a little while later and we're like, there's water spraying everywhere. Like, oh shit, the seals are busted on it. We like go turn it off. We're like getting in there trying to turn it off. And then we see we see what the lights were that they were talking about. Fucking sparks. Electricity. There's like a frayed wire or something underneath the unit. And the whole washing machine is sitting in a puddle of water right now. And it's sitting there going bzz, 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 with sparks jumping from the washing machine as it sits in a puddle of water. We're like both panicking before one of us got our wits about it and yanked out the cable out of the wall. You paid for this? Yes. I don't think it was much, but we're like, that's it. We're not buying secondhand anymore. We like that day. We went to the shops and bought like a brand new washing machine. We're like, fuck this, not worth it. Not worth our lives. We should have. Oh, you mean turning the brake? Like you mean turning it power off at the mains? Yes. If we had our wits about us, that's what we should have done. Is like as soon as we like realized what was going on, we should have like GTFO'd and switched off the mains power. Certainly didn't think about that in the moment though. Humans, I don't know. I think we act dumb in the moment quite often, unfortunately. Seems like that washer would last you your whole life. It's got a lifetime warranty. Yes. You'll be turning in Goose Necklace. What do you get for that quest again? Because maybe. Or maybe I won't do that one, just still on principle. Focused ballista support. That's a pretty focused support that is right there. Okay, Flicker Strike. Wait, do you not target who you want Flicker Strike to go to? Okay, I guess you can. It's just like... I think Consecrated Path gives me a bit better control over where I want to go. And you eat oranges in the shower when thirsty? I have had shower oranges are pretty good. I've had a shower orange before. When Amy was away and I was living by myself for a while there, when she was in Victoria building the house. Pretty sure I had a shower orange. Living that bachelor lifestyle, the shower orange. He eats oranges in the shower, but why? Because you can just mung into it, right? When you eat an orange in real life normally, you have to be kind of reserved, right? You gotta like slice it up and take little bites so you don't make a big mess. You can't really just let yourself go and become like the savage beast man. But when you eat an orange in the shower, you can tear into it, drive your thumbs into its flesh, tear it into chunks, bury your face in it, and just let the inner beast out. Go full werewolf mode on the orange. Orange juice just flowing over your body, mixing with the shower water around your feet. While the sweet, sweet sucker of that orange juice pours down your throat. You can truly, truly engage on a spiritual level with the orange. Good heavens. This stream is PG. Like murdering an orange now. There's something about like the heat of the shower mixed with like cool, refreshing orange juice that is particularly good as well. See, you guys are all like, silly. Ziggy's so silly. But some of you are like, now I'm curious. Some of you are curious. And a small percentage of you are curious, and a small percentage of those people are gonna try it. Because if you don't, it'll always be in the back of your mind. Every time you look at an orange, you'll think, should I just run a shower and let myself truly become one with nature? How often do you truly let the mask slip, right? Do we truly get in touch with our animalistic side? Not very often. Not very often, right? Ow! Ow! I limp away. I limp away. Angler barrier, why? Stop that. I thought I could wiggle past him, but he blocked the doorway and trapped me in there. And then some monsters came up behind and like held me there. Oh, I got magma blasted. 20%, 29% rarity. Is that 2 rarity affixes? That'll be like 2 alch shards. Yo, what? That's 10% of an alchemy orb right there. I'm gonna get bank when I sell that thing. To be honest, could use it as a magic find helmet. 29 rarity actually might be enough to have an impact. Should I wear my magic find helmet, chat? I'm wearing my magic find helmet. Also, now I look amazing. I love the Templar and these masks. Now Carly's going down all right. Yeah. Oh, my mana's... I think I overused my mana flask a little bit though. I have tons of life recovery, so when I take damage, it just heals right back up, and my mana's not quite doing the same thing. Don't have that much mana recovery. Probably warranted picking up clarity actually, but I can't just go get it. I'd have to mule a character or trade for one. Yeah, you certainly get a lot more chance to interact with various boss mechanics. And then the other big change is that, so that's just like by virtue of having a lot less damage, because less supports and whatnot. But you also get, woo, okay. A little bit more familiarity of like movement as well, since you can't just blink out of the way of slams. You need to be like having effective movement patterns. Which, I mean, let's be honest, 99% of the time, run in circles. You're good. That's the Path of Exile strategy, but there is some nuance to it on occasion. Nice, Culling Strike. Ugh. Oh, yo, drops. Shall we do a little bit of a gear review? Let's see, we're taking down Arakali. We are on a cast speed scepter. We got a rarity hat, or I have a life fire res hat, or for later, I have a 4-link if I get another support gem. Oh! So we've got a few options. I did a bestiary craft to make an amulet with regen and life. I've still got my little baby shield from a while back. I found a new pair of boots with crazy life resistant armor, but still a toss-up whether it's worth it over the 15% move speed boots. Some gloves with cold resistance. Some reduced flask charge use belt. Upgraded it out of my old one. Had to use this for links, so trash at the moment, but hopefully we can get something better later. Rings are still pretty much the same rings I've had for a while, I think. Life, regen, fire res, cold res. Good to go. We have started crafting some flasks, so I've charge recovery, some resist we don't need. A usable flask, remove curse there. We haven't crafted this one yet. Although actually we do have the... we do have a transmute. Flasks are a good one to craft. Increased amount recovery, reduced recovery rate. That's okay. Neither here nor there. That's not too bad. Most important things though. Unleash support, which that along with Hex Touch, we got for trading a War Banner. We got War Banner and traded that off for Hex Touch and Unleash. Definitely not ideal, but better than not having it. Fast casting or certainly Echo would be a lot better, but hey, I've been enjoying the Unleash. It's definitely been an improvement. And then Culling Strike also dropped, so also have a Culling Strike. So we have 2 3-links. If you count Conductivity, Wave of Conviction, Hex Touch as a 3-link, which it is. Not bad. Look at us go.
I must have time to go.
Look at us go. Also, passive tree at the moment is this. We picked up the block. We've got a lot of resistances on the tree, which has let us cap out even with terrible gear for the most part. You get resists here. You can get resists on the block cluster here. There's some resist here, obviously. There is more resist here that I don't currently have, but it's an option. There is also resists on these nodes. So we've got more available. Practical application has resists, 13% total. So getting a cranking. Doing pretty well. This fight has boss mechanics. And we're about to do them. It's not a favorite fight of mine, because the stuff feels too unavoidable for the most part. Especially with no move skills, I just like can't avoid these for the most part. A little too claustrophobic, this thing. Oof, Jesus. But yeah, back in the day when this was first implemented and we had to like really push what we could do with it, you would have strategies for which phases you'd like to spend the most time in. If you're really, you know, really tanky, you'd spend probably most of your time in vulnerability phase. Temp Shades phase is probably the most avoidable, so you'd spend a bit of time in there as long as you didn't get any stacks, but as soon as you got some stacks, you'd get out of there. Enfeeble phase is just like the safe but slow choice. That feels kind of painful though. Oh, my mana's obliterated. Little valve so that I can get my mana back. That's a strategy I've never considered. It's like, hey, I'm out of mana and I don't have any flasks. We'll hit the valve to get some mana back. Rather interesting. But yes, modern PoE, this is a fight where you just circumvent it by doing enough damage that you kill her before any phases happen. Before any mechanics occur. That's something that's kind of cool about Ruthless, is we're just rediscovering some mechanics, eh? I am 10 stacks of Enfeeble right now. Oh my god, that hurt. We are not doing any damage. Another valve. The coal.
The unclean witch shall poison this land no longer.
Guess we were right on that culling threshold, eh? Every time I pick going right, I think, yeah, you just run through the zones, it's super chill, and then I remember you have to go through the freaking wharf zones with the relic, and always miss the relic every time. Although, maybe we're moving at a speed here where I can't run so fast that I'll miss the relic. I'm running slow enough that I have plenty of time to observe the map layout with my 0% movement speed. Check all early bridges till you get something? Yeah. It's actually a consistent way to do it. Just for some reason, my natural instinct is to like stick to the right-hand side. So this zone like plays havoc with your natural instincts, which is a thing actually, because like if you played Last Epoch, you'll know what I mean. Like in Last Epoch, it's a bit better now, but it used to be way worse, where you're running through the zones and you just get turned around a lot in Last Epoch. I always end up like running in a loop or going the wrong way without really thinking about it. And it's because we have like some naturally ingrained ways that we move through zones in action RPGs and in games in general. And generally developers will like play to that. A decay support. Interesting. I don't have any decay scaling, but I'll put it in there to love it. Yeah, devs will generally, when designing levels, like take advantage of your like players' natural instincts to like go towards a certain direction or like look for certain things that'll happen subconsciously. So there's something about this map, I think, like the down and to the right, but it's the map's going down and to the right, but the thing you need for the quest is left. So I think that's probably why this zone messes with people so much. Yeah, a lot of Last Epoch zones have that problem too, actually. It's something the devs need to fix as they learn more about like map design. It's a thing. There's a lot of like trial and error and learning that goes into designing good action RPG maps. It's something that ZiggyD have like worked on a lot over time. I would joke that the correct way to go to PoE is always up and to the right. And I mean, that's generally the case. It kind of depends a little bit more on like context. There's a bit more like contextual cues going on. But yeah, in broad strokes, that's kind of it. Like up and to the right is the natural inclination. So this map goes down and to the right, which is a bit weird because you're like running back down towards the screen, which is a little odd first. But then the fact that the quest thing is off to the left, especially in lab, yeah, in lab always up and to the right. And then sometimes you're like, okay, now I make a slight detour left. Why do you think it's a good thing for maps to be easy to predict? Wouldn't the goal more so to make it be random? I mean, if you're making like a specifically a maze exploration game, then you might actually want to do the opposite. Play against people's natural inclinations. But generally that's not the focus in Path of Exile. The focus is like battling, having combat. And if you get lost and backtrack and do loops and have to, you know, figure out where you're going, that takes you away from the combat. You do want variance, you do want varied experiences, but you still want those varied experiences to not be annoying, you know? You want those varied experiences to all align to kind of players' natural instincts. So you give people their maps that go up and to the right, follow the natural instincts, but then you do some loop maps where like you're not going up and to the right, but because it's a loop, the player still knows what to do without thinking about it. So then you've got two maps now. You've got a loop map and you've got an up and to the right map. Then you have a straight line map that doesn't have any detours. And then that one can go in a different direction. Maybe that one you're going to the left or something. But the player still doesn't have to like think about it or get lost. And then when you start getting fancy and good at making maps as a developer, you start making stuff that's a little bit crazier. Stuff that looks like a maze or looks like a strange, like haphazard city, but still has like a underlying logic to it that you naturally like instinct your way through. Those are the maps that feel good. Making complicated maps with unusual layouts that still like work on those instincts, that's I think when you're really nailing it. It's not easy to do. ZiggyD have done it, but they've also done plenty of maps that weren't like that as well. The maps that you run and you're like getting frustrated all the time. But those are obviously the ones where it's not working. Ow! Stop! What the? Oh my god! You're already dead. What the? This little noob's trying to kill me. Ah! Ziggy said he loves Val City. See, that zone. Oh, that zone screws with me every time. Where is it? Val City? Yeah, it is Val City. Val City screws me every time because my instinct, go up and to the right. I go up and to the right, I end up going down some stairs, and I end up in this weird place, and I end up behind the quest objective. And then you've got to like loop back and loop back around and spiral back in towards the quest objective. So yeah, that map definitely like annoys me. And runs counter to like my internal instincts. So when I'm just like playing the game and not thinking about where I'm going, I end up in the wrong spot every time. It's the same with this map. If I'm very actively thinking about where I'm going, I'm not going to miss the quest objective. But if I stop thinking about it and I just play and I focus on something else, or I'm like talking to Chad or whatnot, then I get lost and I get annoyed. Yeah, the thing like, yeah, I think if you simplify the Val City map, it's effectively like, it is up and to the right, but there's like a fork, where if you go on the right-hand side of a wall, you end up lost in the ditch. You get lost in a ditch. But you're supposed to like go on the left side of the wall and then you're fine. That's like if you simplify it down to its simplest possible state, that's kind of it, I think. But someone suggested earlier in chat, is like, don't go downstairs. If you go down any stairs, you've gone the wrong way. Yeah, it screws me every time, that map. I like the dead guards in the marketplace too. Yeah, it's a nice touch. Like, that's an example of a map where it's an active search map. But it is pretty well marked out. Active search maps require a bit more focus than natural instinct maps, but they can be fun if done well though. And I think the marketplace one's alright, because you know you look for the doorways with the dead guards in them. The little blood trails lead you there, and mostly it works well. Sometimes I get mildly annoyed if I get lost. You also need, yeah, you need to know the active search. Yeah, you need to know, yeah, I think you want to know like ahead of time you're in an active search, and you need to know like what the methodology is for it, and then it can be fun. You can do a bit of that. I think you want to use it sparingly. So, And you also want to kick off the active search with following the natural instincts. So I just went, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was literally talking about it. I still wasn't thinking about it. And where did I go? Up and right. And what did the map do? It course corrected me back into the right direction so that the first door you run into, I'm pretty sure it does this almost every time. The first door we ran into is the right door. And that's what it should do. There might be some layouts where it doesn't, but hopefully most of the layouts do that. So this is an active search map where we have to think about where we're going, but it should at least start you off with just you following your natural instincts. And if you don't have any other clues, like we don't have a clue right now, it should be up and to the right will take us to the area we need to be for something. In this case, side quest. Perfect. Ideally, side quests you stumble across in your natural, unthought about searching experience as well. I think some games it can be okay to have hidden side quests. I don't know if action RPGs are those games. So the active search is finding the bodies that mark out the right doors. But then when you don't have that clue, or before you learn that that's the clue you're looking for, the map should follow your like natural instinct in design. It's good to, it's fun to think about this stuff a little bit and then like pay attention and take like appreciate when it's executed well. Like, so like looking at this map, I'm like, good job, ZiggyD. Yeah, kind of nailing it with this one. Because again, like it's an active search map. It's a map you have to think about, but it's got the clues, and then it still works with the whole system. So I went up and to the right. It naturally guided me to the first correct door. I kept going up and to the right. Naturally took me to a quest or objective. Continued on, the up and to the right was incorrect, but the clue was visible, so I knew I didn't go there, so we follow the wall along. We go up and to the right, leading to the next correct door. So we'll go up and to the right again, and we'll see if it follows the trend. What you don't want to do is have like a force the player into a bad loop here, which is the danger of what could happen in this situation. And I think it's what Last Epoch does a lot. So here in Last Epoch, you'd go up and to the right, but then maybe the map would force you back around. And then you'd be like, oh shit. So here it's like, okay, if I want to go back down, like maybe this connects up, but I have to go. Oh no, it doesn't even. Oh, if you ignore the clue and really go out of your way, you can loop. No, it doesn't even, cuts off, cool. All right, great. So up and to the right took us to the next body, perfect. Straight in there. How cool's that? Good map design, eh? Passageway and exit. Oh, beautiful. Mwah, good work, ZiggyD. Brilliant. I think there's some layouts on this map where it doesn't work quite as well, but that's a perfect example of it working really well. Even there, where it like they could have made a map design mistake. It's tough, right? Like it's a tough thing to do because it's procedurally generated, right? To an extent, like they have systems that like correct things and set rules and stuff like that, but it is kind of procedurally generated. But you know, I went up and to the right, and the map design could have made a horrible mistake here, where it like looped us back down to here, and then we'd be frustrated because we'd have to either backtrack or go around a place we've already been. But no, dead ended in a correct fashion, and took us back on the right path. Very cool. And ultimately, the only like time where we really like, we would have still been fine if we hadn't followed the clues eventually. But we would have explored one warehouse that we didn't need to. So the punishment isn't too severe for failing. And the reward is that you're like, haha, I didn't waste my time in that one warehouse. That's all good. That's all good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Path of Exile that is active search clues. So you're talking about like the little stone cans on ledge waypoint. Those are like clues that once you know about them, you can use them to your advantage. And that one's because like you waypoint into ledge and it's which way do you go? Because it could be either way. So the waypoint has a little marker. There's a bunch of them like that. Like for example, the carts at the top of the stairs in Lunaris. The single cart is the correct side. The double cart is the incorrect side, the dead end. But those are clues that aren't instinctual. Those are clues that are active search mode. Those are clues that you have to know. So those are the things where you like make a mistake, and then maybe you learn about it at some point, and then you can take advantage of it from there. And then you feel clever because it's like hidden knowledge, and that can be fine to reward that stuff. Having some secret hidden knowledge that you can players can feel clever about knowing is good though, isn't it? Probably the sort of thing though where every zone needed that. Otherwise you get horrifically lost. Probably would just be very frustrating. You feel like you have to take a test just to not be annoyed playing the game. Thankfully that's not the case. It's only like every 5th zone or something that has something like that. And a lot of the times it's just a minor little boost if you do know them. Oi, stop. Come back. But yeah. Oh, Chaos Orb. Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone had a Fist of Lightning and they wanted a Chaos Orb. Let's see if they're still online. Oh god, they're still online. Has to Fist Lightning, want Chaos Orb. Yo. I got a Chaos. Still have Fizz to Lightning. I might be about to get a full link. Wanna trade? We're doing it, chat. Both of my trades have been to people that I added to my friend list and set notes about who they are and what they want and what they have. It's so good. Oh, it's hilarious. Huzzah! And we have an item set aside for this as well. Oh, we're ready. We're prepared. Oh, he's rolling the full link. What? Is that what he's using the Chaos Orbs? Reroll the rare. Oh, yo! Wow. Nice. Use the Chaos Orb, turn piece of garbage into suppression life mana. What the? That's really good. Damn, that was a hit. That was a hit Chaos. I love it when all parties score in a trade day. Looks like we both did well on that. All right, these go in the blue sockets, right? Yeah, they do. So we have an item for this. It was the helmet, wasn't it? So we can go Fizz to Lightning, Absolution, Culling Strike, and Unleash. Now it's time to use one of those transmutes. Oh! Nice. I did forget the armor scrap though. Damn. Oops. I'll vendor my rarity hat for some. This should be a 2 Elk Shard rarity hat right here. Oh, look at that. It's got 2 rarity modifiers, so 2 Elk Shards. Whoa! What? That's a pretty good chest. Oh my god. 80 life, mana, 2 resists. Oh man, look at that thing. Bit of extra energy shield. Big drop. What led to that again? We got a Chaos Orb.
I must have time.
That's one of the most impactful Chaos Orbs I've ever dropped, eh? Pretty cool. Chaos Orb is a big deal. This is very fun and novel. I don't know how much of it's just due to the novelty of it. So far though, it's been rather amusing. Having such an impactful Chaos Orb drop and getting so excited about some gems dropping. Uh-oh. Problem with going to a 4 link is now all of a sudden my skill costs mana. It's kind of funny, like being on 1 links the whole time. It's like we never really had mana problems. Our skills were so cheap. Now all of a sudden I'm dealing with mana multipliers. What the? So expensive. What do you think I'm made of mana? I do have mind over matter, so I kind of am. My blood is 40% mana. Nice. Quick unsock a gem mid-combat.
I must have time to gather.
Unsock it, all but Culling Strike.